Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Cameron Main, and today we will begin in the Twin Cities to hear an update on Normal's safety plan. Then Darren Bailey is in the Twin Cities as he plans to make a big announcement. And lastly, we will talk with our movie expert, Jack, to hear what's going on in theaters this weekend. But our first big local story of the day, the town of Normal has completed all quick build projects. These projects are a part of the town's pedestrian and roadway campus safety initiative. WMBD's Austin Feeman joins us now from our Twin Cities newsroom with more about what is next to this initiative. Thanks for coming on, Austin. And what are all the quick build projects about?
Yeah, Cameron, thank you very much for having me. A lot of the quick build projects have been built up over the past month or so. Some of the big ones that have made some big impacts are the Beaufort and Broadway intersection has become now a four-way stop, which that intersection has received complaints by a multitude of people, including myself, over the past many years. It was hard to see around the corners of the buildings and whatnot, and the cross traffic just did not stop, so it was just an unsafe intersection. So they made that into a four-way intersection. They also added some bump outs and speed bumps there just to slow turns down a little bit. And they also did the same thing over literally a block down over on the intersection of Beaufort and Fell. Another big one that they did, I think this was the first one that they did, was the Mulberry Street closure over on College. This one basically is closing a main street that kind of intersects between College Avenue, north and not north and south, but going one way and the other way. This is just to, keep pedestrians safe. That intersection has also received a lot of complaints over the years with multiple accidents. I even knew someone when I was back in college who was hit by a car in that intersection. So that intersection was just very dangerous, and they've closed down Mulberry in the middle of that intersection to make it a little bit more safe, and they've seen a lot of good feedback from that. Some of the smaller ones that they have done are the University Street. They painted some of the crosswalks there to increase visibility and to make sure that the drivers can see pedestrians. And then they also have cut and shortened part of the roads that cross over the Constitution Trail to make that a little bit shorter. Some of those crosswalks over main roads on the Constitution Trail were very long, and a lot of it had to stop traffic completely so people could cross. Now they've just shortened that a little bit, so it will make it a little bit easier.
The stop sign, I definitely think, was a great idea. As someone that is a ISU alumni, driving through that area was a little bit always, no, it doesn't make me feel great. But I have a question for you. What's next after this, now that this is all wrapped up?
Yeah, so the town has received a lot of feedback already. A lot of it has been positive feedback for all of the projects. Really, the only one they've received just a little bit of negative feedback on was the Mulberry Street closure. That one, people are having to find new ways to get to work or school in the morning during their morning commutes. But it's not that huge of an issue, I would say. They closed it down, and it's just a small little portion of Mulberry Street that's closed down, and people are able to find ways around it pretty quickly. But after this, they're going to continue to receive feedback from the town, or from the community, excuse me. The town will continue to receive feedback from the community, taking that in, and they'll be doing that until December of this year. They're gonna continue collecting data. They're going to monitor traffic and whatnot and just see what's working, what's not working, and then they will make the decision which ones are staying and which ones are leaving. I know the four-way stop is definitely one that will probably be staying. That's definitely a big one. But other than that, all the other ones are up in the air. It's really up to the community to decide which ones they like and which ones they don't like, and they can provide feedback, and the town will listen and act accordingly.
Thank you so much, Austin. Thanks for breaking this down. I feel like I'm still a normal. All right, well, here's a story that makes animal lovers like me happy. An aquarium in Hawaii is celebrating a special homecoming. After several years away, Hawaiiolona, the Hawaiian monk seal, is back in Hawaii. He was born in Kauai in 2008 and was abandoned shortly after birth. He lived at the aquarium until 2021, where he moved to UC Santa Cruz to take part in research. This allowed the aquarium to upgrade its exhibit. Producer Sarah put together some fun facts about monk seals for me. So did you know that monk seals are critically endangered? And they are also the only seals that are native to Hawaii and are unique because they prefer a tropical climate instead of frigid water. And get this, they shed their skin and fur annually. I know for sure one thing about monk seals is they're also they like to be by themselves. A lot of seals like to be together, but monk seals kind of a little aggressive. They kind of like to fight, and they actually like bark at each other in the water. I know this because me and my girlfriend, we send each other seal images and GIFs all the time because, you know, when I'm working here and she's working over there, you know, not like in the newsroom. I want that to be sure. But basically anyone, it's just something that we do. We send images back and forth for seals just to stay in touch during the long work week. And, you know, it's always fun. I'm a big fan of seals. I think they're really cute, and they're definitely up there with like otters, and I like baby pigs as well. There's a lot of really cute baby animals that I'm really a fan of, and seals are definitely, they're an S-tier animal. All right, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, I'll be in the hot seat. Former State Senator Darren Bailey is in town, and he has a big announcement to make. We've got all the details when we come back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. We're switching gears now and putting our very own Cameron Main in the hot spot for this next story. Former State Senator Darren Bailey was in Bloomington earlier today. He's making a few stops before making a huge announcement. Cameron is here to explain what's on Bailey's agenda and what it means for us. Cameron.
Yeah, he wants to run for governor again. Oh. That's the big deal. So this is kind of like a bit of a surprise because you may have known Darren Bailey, he was on the ballot at some point. He was running against Pritzker. He was the 2022 Republican primary winner. So he lost. And now Pritzker had a second term and he's running for a third term. Bailey lost convincingly, but also was outspent a lot. Because Pritzker has a lot of his own money. Democrats had their own money.
Yep.
He kind of got outspent in the campaign. Plus, in a world where it is, you know, at that time, Chicago, very blue, suburbs had started leaning blue when they had been red for a lot of time. The state has swung Democrat a lot more over the years than someone like Darren Bailey would like. So he's going for it again. He's like, well, this is attempt 2, basically. I want to run for the governor again. This is a race that I feel like I can win again, and some of the lessons learned from the last time and bring it towards them.
Yeah, definitely. So what does this race for governor look like now?
Well, basically, we've got mainly the three people, the three main Republican candidates we know of now. Ted Dabrowski, who we talked on the record. Mm-hmm. James Mendrick, he was DuPage County Sheriff, maybe Deputy Sheriff, one of those law enforcement roles. And then there was Darren Bailey. So those are the three kind of front runners in that campaign. Darren Bailey and Ted Dabrowski, it seems like it might be a head-to-head between the two of them unless there's another bigger name that drops in. But the goal is to beat Pritzker for any of these Republicans. Pritzker is kind of the big deal, and he's popular in his state. There was a recent poll that showed him only with 49% approval rating, but that's the first time he's been down in the polls for a while. He's quite a popular governor. He is really liked. Yeah.
I mean, just based off of, you know, everything that we hear at the station and who we talk to, and we go out and talk to everyone. Yeah, it seems like it'll be an interesting race.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And mind you, and I think what Bailey's trying to run off is that has been probably a little more negative sentiment to Pritzker over the years. Maybe this third term, you know, maybe some downstate Republicans might not want to be as full forward. You know, maybe want to be more supportive of Bailey this time, because he could have received more of the vote. Not every Illinoisan voted in the election, and there's a chance that, you know, push comes to shove, he could definitely win again. He's got the name value. He streams on Facebook, and he's like, I got just randomly 10K viewers on a farm talking about politics. That's the kind of pool that a lot of politicians dream of.
Yeah, totally. So, well, Bailey lost last time. So what do you think has changed now going forward?
Well, it's his running mate. His running mate is a longtime Chicago person. He's a Republican from the Chicago area. Mm-hmm. Who would be his lieutenant governor if he was to win the race?
Aaron Del Mar.
Yes, that's his name. And basically, you know, we're going to see how it goes out in the future, but it looks like he has taken his lessons that maybe he needs more of the Chicago and suburb vote than what he got last time.
All right. Well, before we go to break, take a look at this. A local man is competing in the National Mullet Contest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. It's high and tight in the front and then loose curls in the back. That's right. It's one magical mullet. Jason Rayner from East Peoria has been growing his mullet for 6 years. 3 years ago, he found out about the USA Mullet Championship on Facebook and decided to enter the contest. He's entered the contest for the last 3 years. Right now, he is ranked 11th in the nation.
Wow.
Wow. The winners will be announced on ESPN between October 4th and the 8th.
Of course, that is on ESPN. That is a high-tier competition, but 6 years to grow quite an impressive mullet. I mean, I've never had something like that in my life. My hair, it only curls, so it just goes everywhere.
You could look good with a mullet.
I don't know if the station would approve that. You know,
Yeah,
you think I
right.
could walk in one day and I'm like, hey guys, I got a mullet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's up to, you know, code in this building.
Exactly. All right, well, we've got one more local story for you when we return on Beyond the Headlines. We're switching places, and I'll be in the hot seat next for a sneak peek at Jack in the Box office. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time for some entertainment news. Our movie expert Jack Bazikis is in the hot seat now for a sneak peek at this week's Jack in the Box office.
Yeah, that's right.
What movie did you see this week?
Well, this week I went and saw a movie called A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, starring Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. It's a romance film about, Colin Farrell plays a character named David, and Margot Robbie plays a character named Sarah. And they meet at a wedding, and they go on this big, bold journey together.
Oh, okay.
And they go, basically, it's like a road trip. They go on a road trip and, are kind of reliving moments from their past.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't as, I love my action thrillers. I love my superhero movies. So to have something this kind of calm and slow isn't really my forte, but it was all right. It was a good time. It went faster than I thought it was going to.
And we love Margot Robbie because she is Australian. She's an Aussie,
one of you.
Which is surprising because when you watch her, she sounds so American.
Yeah, she
you
does
know?
great accents.
Yeah, so I was surprised when I learned that she was Australian.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
I think the first thing I saw her in was Wolf of Wall Street. I think that was kind of her breakout role, and I remember being like, she's not from Brooklyn? Like, she sounds like she's got a perfect Brooklyn accent in that movie.
Yeah,
So,
she really does in that movie.
Yeah.
Is there anything new on streaming that you've been watching?
On streaming, yeah. I've been watching Peacemaker Season 2 on HBO, which is, it's in the DC universe, so Batman, Superman, all that. Peacemaker is played by John Cena. Which so far it's been really, really
John
good.
Cena
Yeah, John
is the
Cena.
main character.
He's the main character.
Wow.
He is Peacemaker, and he's. I really am enjoying the season so far. Actually, a new episode comes out tonight.
Okay.
So
how do you measure it up? Because I remember during that Marvel period, DC wasn't really producing the greatest of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think it's and well, right now Marvel isn't also producing the greatest stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
But so do you think DC's maybe like taken over a little bit?
I think they're making a comeback.
Oh, okay.
I think you know, James Gunn launched Superman in July, which that came out then, and that was kind of the launch of their new DC universe.
Right,
so,
right.
I think that is. I think that's really got. That's going to be a
That's
heavy
got the
hitter in
excitement,
Hollywood.
yeah.
You know, DC is it's real.
So what upcoming films are you most looking forward to?
Well, kind of in that same vein, DC, I'm really looking forward to Supergirl comes out next year, which
Oh,
is
okay.
going to be, I think is going to be really good just because Superman was my #1 movie so far this year.
Oh, wow, okay. I
It's
didn't
been
know
my-
it was that good.
Yeah, it's been my favorite movie of the year, so I'm really looking forward to that next year. More coming out sooner. Anaconda is coming out in December, and I really liked the original one from the early 2000s. So I'm looking forward to this remake. And then, of course, my probably most anticipated movie within the next year, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Ooh,
I am so excited for
that's
this
gonna
new
be
installment
really
of
good.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so I'm definitely looking forward to the new installments.
No, it all sounds really exciting. A lot of good movies, actually, pretty good. And Sarah, the producer, asked for you to do the web noise.
To do the web noise, okay, all right. So I like to think it's pretty good, but Spider-Man, when he makes the noise,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
that.
that, yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty
okay,
good, right?
yeah, I get
I've been
that.
working on it since I was about 5 years old, so
Yeah, I don't think I could do it at all.
yeah, see,
No,
it's hard.
yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
It takes a skill. It
Well,
takes a skill.
Thank you, Jack, for breaking down the box office.
Absolutely.
So if you're a fan of shoes and Crocs, you've got to see this. Today, M&M's announced the brand's first ever collaboration with global footwear leader, Crocs. The limited edition collection set to be available in stores and online from October 9th. The collection features 2 pairs of Crocs clogs, each inspired by the iconic colors and playful charm of M&M's.
Wow. Interesting. Are you going to get a pair?
Oh, no. I have not worn Crocs since I was like 10.
I'm a firm believer. Crocs are so comfortable. They're good shoes.
Well, we had kind of a Croc phase in Australia, like when I was growing up, but then Crocs were just almost like overnight, just out of fashion. It was kind of weird, but America, they love their Crocs.
Yes, we do.
Croc
We
is
love
like
Crocs.
Yeah, and we have different kind of
You have a
Crocs
different kind
in
of Croc.
Australia.
Yeah,
you know?
You guys got the real Crocs.
Yeah, we have the Crocs that eat you when you're on a fishing
Yeah.
trip. you
Oh
know?
yeah, those. You don't want to
Oh,
mess with those.
I've seen some big boys.
You could feed some M&Ms
Yeah.
to those boys.
I've probably seen a crocodile while I was walking from like the edge here, like this couch.
They can get like 16 feet.
Yeah,
right?
I know, just this space on the couch, add it one.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
×2 of this couch. That's the size of croc I've seen.
And the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is insane.
Yeah.
Like crocodiles are so much meaner. They're
Yeah.
so much more territorial.
Well, actually, the Melbourne Aquarium, they have a really big croc. I think it's like 16 or 18 foot or something. And Sarah just stared at it. I was like, what is this monster?
Wow. You got to get a crocodile and put Crocs on the crocodile.
Yes, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.